Hello, my name is Miya, and this is Movies with Miya. Welcome. I have my festive, spooky Halloween earrings in today. And today I'm going to give a spoiler-free review of The Substance. Now, I recognize this film has been out for, I don't know, about a month actually at this point, but it's one of those where I truly think walking in with zero spoilers or as little context as possible, even though the trailer does not give much away, is the best way to review this film. Maybe at some point I will do a spoiler version, but for now, I'm going to keep it spoiler free since a lot of people still want to see this film in October and around the time of Halloween. So this is Coralie Fargeat, French filmmaker's sophomore debut. Full disclosure, I have not seen Revenge, which was her first big film, I think back in 2017, because it surrounds S-A and R-A-P-E, revenge, and that's just not a genre I particularly do well with or enjoy watching. I have no doubt the film is excellent, but that's just not really my style due to a large variety of reasons. But I had heard her name, before in horror press and back when Revenge was released. She also has some short films on YouTube that I've watched as well that maybe I'll review another time. But The Substance, y'all, the hype about this movie is real. And there's a lot of times when people hype up a film and to me, the hype doesn't match my experience. And I know I'm probably going to get shade for this, but I'm sorry. Long Legs was that for me. I really enjoyed Long Legs. I just didn't think it was the scariest film of all time or the scariest film of the year. So I was apprehensive. But when I saw the trailer for The Substance, which spoils absolutely nothing, one of the best trailers I've seen in a long time, I was really, really intrigued. And then watching it was truly one of the most transformative and horrifying experiences as a woman, as a film lover, as a film attender I've ever had. I want to sort of dive into why this has turned into my favorite film of all time. It's very rare for me to have one specific favorite film of all time. For a while, it's been Requiem for a Dream, 2000 film by Darren Aronofsky. I might have the year wrong. Absolutely wonderful and devastating and soul-crushing movie, which actually I think has a lot of parallels to The Substance, and maybe that's why I loved it so much. But for now, The Substance holds my title as my favorite film of all time currently, and here are some reasons why. The first reason is the performances are outstanding. Demi Moore is this, I've seen a lot of her earlier works, but to me, this is Demi's best film and performance of all time. I know that come award season, her performance will be grossly overlooked because that is how Hollywood treats horror. And it's really a shame because this movie far surpasses just horror. It's about women. It's about feminism. It's about body image. It's about society. It's about beauty standards. It's not really all about gross body horror. That's just one tool that's used in the film to communicate a point, right? And so Demi's performance, so there's this one scene in particular in the middle of the movie where she's getting ready for a date, and there's this whole sequence in front of a bathroom mirror that every time I watch this film, it gets harder and harder to watch said sequence because it is so relatable and it's so painful. And that has no body horror or blood or anything in it, like straight up. Margaret Qualley, I love Margaret Qualley. I saw her in Maid, Kinds of Kindness. She and I are actually the same age. So I've been following her for quite some time because I think she's truly one of the best up and rising actors of my generation specifically. And her performance is also fantastic too. Demi gets a little more screen time in the beginning than Margaret does, but Margaret's role in this is crucial to the story and the plot. It's really unlike anything I've seen her do from an acting standpoint and sort of character-wise. And then Dennis Quaid is also in this. He plays the sleazy, disgusting, gross producer, Demi's boss, Elizabeth Sparkle's boss, and his name is Harvey, and that is clearly on purpose, if you know. I think from Coralie's perspective, at least I'm betting that was purposeful. And while he's not in the movie necessarily as much as the two women, he also gives a really, really excellent performance. So with sort of a core tiny cast of three and a lot of scenes with each protagonist being alone a lot of the time, specifically Demi's character, Elizabeth Sparkle, I never felt bored or I never felt like it was awkward or it didn't work. Like every single scene from a performance standpoint was just absolutely outstanding across the board. My second reason is I really feel that every frame of this movie serves a purpose. Now, I know for some movie lovers, that kind of editing or directing is obnoxious to some people where they don't want to have to think about every frame or overanalyze everything. And I get that. I totally get that. For me as a movie lover, I love films where every frame, it feels to me has intention. And Coralie Fargeat is The Substance, 100%. Even just the opening frame, we see an egg yolk and a syringe. I will not say what happens because, for those who haven't seen the film, even just the opening frames, and there's a lot of aerial views that I think are extremely powerful. I've seen this film 5 times in theaters. I know that's ridiculous, but that's how much I love this movie. Every time I saw it in theaters, I'd see a new frame that I was like, oh my God, I didn't notice that before, and would connect some sort of meaning to it. And whether that was intentional or not on Coralie Fargeat's part, it really made the experience for me incredibly immersive, incredibly intellectually stimulating. I was always on the edge of my seat, thinking, okay, what did that mean? What was that for? And I love that type of storytelling and film viewing experience because it feels like an experience and not that just you're watching something. There's a frame with a fly in a wine glass I still think about every time I watch this movie. And that to me bumped this film up to my favorite film of all time spot for that reason. It's like every time I watch it, I discover something new. I see homages to, which I'll do another video on this another time, homages to horror history, such as, Cronenberg, The Thing, The Fly, The Shining with the hallway nods. Every frame has meaning or purpose. And I think that makes a movie viewing experience next level powerful. And then my last reason, I could go on and on all day. I'm limiting myself to 3 larger reasons. I could list 30 if I wanted to. But my last kind of larger reason is the message. The message of the film, regardless of how you feel about the ending. I will not spoil the ending. The ending has people very divided. Some people did not like the ending, and that's fine. But regardless of how you feel about the ending, I think the core message is the same. I remember when I saw this film for the first time, I walked out of the theater, I sat in my car, I didn't turn on any music, and I sat in silence for 10 minutes before I drove away because it impacted me that greatly. And does it go to an extreme to send that message? Yes, but that's what I love about it. It's not even remotely subtle. And I think that's why it's so effective, because it's not subtle. Everything is in your face. And as a woman or however you identify, and men too, we all have body image issues, when you're forced to confront it in that way, in a way that's violent, aggressive, and so not subtle, I think that makes the experience that much more impactful and painful, but not necessarily in a bad way, in a cathartic way. And for me as a woman, it really has changed the way I view my body, how I view aging. I am the same age as Sue, and Margaret Qualley is an actress. So I think maybe that's why it extra hit home to me, because the better, sexier version of Elizabeth is someone my age and sort of in my current time period of life. And so there's been lots of art and film done out there regarding body image and women and feminism. And there's a lot of great art out there, but none have taken a risk like I've seen before, like The Substance, and none have ever really shoved it in your face the way Coralie Fargeat does, but in the most artistic, disgusting, empowering, and horrifying way possible. And every time I see reviews of this movie, I hear people use similar words to describe it, and I'm kind of using those words too, but that's because there's truly no other words to describe it other than those. I think the costumes are great, the lighting, the soundscape and the sound score, incredible. I'm a performing artist for a job. I sing and work on stage. And so for me, music in a film can really make or break an experience. And The Substance score paired with the soundscape at the end and the editing and the neon colors is just chef's kiss. It's so good. So there's other elements I have not listed that I think really make this movie top tier for me. But those are sort of the 3 heavy hitters that I think encapsulate my experience. I may or may not be going in a Substance-related outfit for Halloween. And I think this film is brilliant, and I cannot wait to see what Coralie Fargeat does next. I cannot wait to see what these other actors do. I really hope awards season recognizes this entire cast and creative team in the way they deserve. Go see The Substance. I wouldn't recommend eating before or during, and Other than that, I'm going to not tell you anything about it because you need to go experience it for yourself. Go see it while you can. It's a great Halloween sort of themed movie. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.